Hello, gorgeous humans of the BTS membership. Let me know if you are live, hashtag live vibes, if you can see and hear me right now. It's 12:30 on January 5th, Eastern, or hashtag replay. If you're watching on the replay, I would love to come back and read your comments on the replay to see how this lands for you. But let me know if you can see and hear me. I'm so excited to get started. We're on Module 3. This is the final module of the Trust program. So if you're new to BTS, I ran an entire program, Trust, which is the source-led money, Ascension, inside of here. So you can vibe into that. Everything is organized under the guides. I'm super excited. Yay, Courtney's here. Christina, Devaney, hello. Yes. Okay. So last night we had our New Year's 2023 Zoom party. It was amazing. It was great. If you've got free time, I totally recommend checking that out if you want to vibrate into expansion for the new year. But today is all about wrapping up our trust to source to money because module 1 we covered I'm letting people in the group. We had new people join. Yay. We talked about our connection to source. We talked about the 7 stages of healing our relationship with money. So if you've taken the time to integrate those, and remember, there is a money frequency healing recording in this group that you can listen to. It's recommended to listen to 21 days in a row for full subconscious rewiring. You can listen to it every night before you go to bed. But if you've been integrating those little practices that we talked about in step 2, if you've been really aware of your money relationship, today's going to be the perfect wrap up. If you've fallen off path, if you got wrapped up in the holidays, if you haven't really taken the time to integrate them into your daily life, totally fine. This will still benefit you perfectly. So what I want you guys to do is in the comments, take a deep breath. What does your relationship with money feel like today? On a scale of 1 to 10. Are you at a 1, which is super terrible, you don't believe money at all, you don't love money, it's horrible, or at a 10, you are money's best friend, she's got your back, you are amazing. Yay, Megan! Megan's at an 8. Okay, loving that. Where's your relationship with money? And we love to start our trainings with this because it's so important. Money is how we run businesses, and that's just part of the fact. And healing our relationship with money, step 1 is acknowledging it, and we know this. Ooh, Courtney's at an 8-9. Devaney's at a 5. Oh my gosh, when Megan started, she was at a 2. Holy smokes. Now, for those of you who joined in December, you've only gotten to experience live the Trust program, which is amazing. But next week we start getting into more of our marketing and trainings and things like that. So think of the expansion that we're going to be able to integrate when we bring this full circle. I'm amazed. I love that. Devaney's at a 5. 5 is good. Oh, okay. And we've been working on this in the mastermind too. So, okay. We've acknowledged our money. Now I want you to vibe into where's your relationship with source today? So your connection to source, what are you feeling? On a scale of 1 to 10, if I walked up to you and I said, how much do you trust source? How much are you connected to source? What would be your answer? So take some time to tap into that. And has your connection to source, has your awareness to source energy changed since we started this? Do you feel like you have more clarity? Do you feel like you're more confused now? Do you feel like you have approached life with a little more trust, or are you more hyper aware? Because sometimes people take this in completely different ways depending on the person. Courtney's at a 7-8, more 8 though. Ooh, fun. I'd say 7. It could definitely be better, but today I feel very connected. I love this. And something to remember is our connection to source, our connection to money, our connection to our business will ebb and flow. It will change every single day. Stephanie's at a -5. Christina's at a 9. The more I do meditations, I definitely feel more connected every time. Yes. So it's creating those daily practices. It's creating those daily habits that connects you back into source energy. If your end goal is to scale to $100,000 months, you're not going to be able to do that on your own. You have to be tapped into mindset. You have to be able to tap into source. I mean, you could, but you may end up being super burnt out and hating your life and resenting everything. So, if we are feeling super connected, super nourished to source, what is something that you could do today to either keep that connection going or to deepen it? So don't think with your mind, just think with your source connection. It doesn't have to be logical, but when you hear, what could you do to deepen it? What's the answer that pops up? And if you feel disconnected from source, what emotion comes up when I invite you to take 10 minutes to connect with source today? So Devaney, if you're at a -5 and I tell you to go take some time and intentionally connect for 10 minutes, what emotion arises? And then we're going to move into the nitty-gritty. But we have to have awareness and we have to acknowledge where we're at in order for us to strengthen and move forward. I already have an assignment that I'm doing today that I know is going to deepen my connection. Beautiful. Courtney's on it. She's aware. She's got her connection. And here's the thing. Our connection to source, our connection to our highest business, our highest self is normally pretty good when we have support or when we have these activities, when we have these assignments, when we have these trainings and this mentorship. And the deeper question is, how connected am I on my own? So when we're not in a class, when we're not in a training, when we're not under mentorship, and when things are going really good in business and in life, how often do we connect? Can we do it without the hand holding? And that's when we get to dig up the shadows and say, ooh, okay, I'm really feeling great when I have the support from others, but when I'm alone by myself, I have trouble connecting. Okay, definitely the emotion's like, okay, mom, fine, I'll do it. Oh, okay, good awareness. So what we want to do to combine the source connection and the trust of money into a source-led money ascension. So when you think of ascending, we started here. And we want to rise, whether this be in your business, your mindset, your personal life, both. The ascension is you evolving into this highest business version of you, into this highest level of you, or your next pillar up. Trusting source-led money means that we are removing money from the pedestal. We're removing money from the pedestal of $30,000 months are going to fix my problems. $60,000 months would solve all of my issues. I'll feel safe when I have money. When this client pays an invoice, that's when I'm going to experience safety. Have you ever experienced that? Like, oh, if I could just have $30,000 right now, that would clear all of my worries. If that client would just pay that $3,000 invoice, everything would be perfectly fine. Sierra vibing in, love you. Oh, I love you. Sierra just was popping into Encoded with us not the other day, like 10 minutes ago. I'm all over today, you guys. Megan says, yes, if I can get to X date, things will be okay. Courtney was that way a few months ago. Exactly. So what we have done, and by we, I mean the human society, not us personally. We have been conditioned to believe this. Holy moly, we have a full house today. Hello, everybody on live. I saw Shelby. I saw Lexi. Oh, when we put money on a pedestal, we believe that our problems will go away if we have X amount of dollars. We believe that our problems can be solved by money. And the truth is, and we know this from Module 1, money just amplifies what we already have. So, yes, it can provide temporary relief, but if we don't heal that core root, if we don't shine light on the shadows, that are underneath the savior of money, it's going to be a cycle and it's going to keep happening. So we may be good for a month, 2 months, 3 months. We may have a year of quote unquote getting by, and then it'll happen again. And it's this cycle of, if I can just make this much, if I can just have this many clients, everything's going to be perfect. When in reality, every struggle, every lesson that needed to be learned is going to happen no matter what until we heal it. Does that make sense? So when we remove money from the pedestal, this is when we get to combine that trust-led money from source, from self, and from money is just energy. So you're like, okay, this makes sense. I want to remove money off the pedestal. Drop some hearts. Do you want to remove money off a pedestal? And maybe you used to have money up here and you've lowered it, but maybe it's still on like a little footstool of like, I'm still clinging to money just a little bit because like it's money and I need it. Yeah, okay. I see the hearts. I love it. So whether you're up high on a pedestal or whether you've just got it on a little footstool, we want it even ground. We are the creators. We are the catalyst for our success, not our money. So we have to go first. We have to harness our energy first so that the money, the clients, and the success follows. So moving into trusting source so that there's no way, so that there's less doubt, and so that you can focus on more important things. So how do we remove money from the pedestal? We find the deeper meaning. So your income. Everybody in our business groups, we love to talk income. We love to set income goals. We love to talk about our income, as we should. It deserves a celebration. But what can you shift into instead of income? Instead of placing your celebrations on the money, which I will be the first to tell you, I was money motivated for years and years and years, up until September of last year. Up until September of last year, which I didn't even fully understand what was happening until the end of December, until literally as this program was unfolding. The realization sunk in as to why I was doing this. I was money motivated. Started off back in 2015, 5K months, 6K, not 6K, 10, 15, 20, regular $40,000 months. Then we hit the 50 and it was like, oh, yay, 50K months. Okay. And money stopped motivating me. And you know what happened? I had an income dip. I haven't shared this anywhere other than with my mastermind a little bit. So I want you to recognize the power of being vulnerable and showing up for yourself and being in a space with a collective group healing like this. So in September and October, I had an income dip. A pretty significant one. Probably half of what I was used to making. Why? Because I had just had my best month ever in August. And then September rolled around and it was a dip. And then October rolled around and it was a lower dip. And what had happened, money didn't motivate me anymore. And I was not in connection to source and self. I was in this masculine energy of money will fix, I could do. It wasn't a greedy, like, money will make me wealthy or anything like that. I was still in the energy of money can help me serve more people. But the income came first. And when my income dipped, the universe was basically shaking me, saying, wake the fuck up. There needs to be more. There needs to be more here. And the only way the universe could grab my attention was by messing with my income, because that was what I focused on. I was motivated by money. And the realization that came out of this was it can be impact and you can make an income. my impact on how many women, souls, humans that I have served through Boudoir and through mentorship, that is what motivates me now. That is what keeps me going. That is how these trainings, these programs, these masterminds drop in, is how can I serve on a deeper level? How can I serve people more? But also balancing the income is needed as well so that we can grow larger. So removing money from the pedestal means digging deeper into, I don't want to say your why, because your why can shift. Your soul's purpose can shift, and it will shift. As we evolve over time, your mission will evolve and your values will deepen. So when people tell you, like, what is your soul's purpose? There should be a caveat of, in this season, because we should be evolving. So what I want you guys to know, I'm going to catch up on comments. How many people I've helped in my business? Yes, Courtney. You know, for me, it's impact. If I create the impact, the income will follow. I create a ripple effect with everyone I impact. Exactly. So your impact, when you're connected to source, and when you're connected to the divine, and when you're solid with money, you're going to deepen the impact of your soul's mission in this season. Does that make sense? So when we take money off the pedestal and we simply have it at an even playing ground of, I am so grateful for you, money, more please, but I'm not so afraid of not having you that it creates resistance. I'm not so afraid of not having you that it creates a pressure. So let's, in the comments, oh, I love the hearts. What is your impact? Or what is your deeper connection that can motivate you to show up in your business even more? So Sierra's is impact. The more money that she's making means the more impact that she's having on an even deeper level. I know for Devaney, having intentional time with her children is a very important aspect for her. So Devaney's motivator could be, the more connected I am to source, the easier the income gets to flow to me, because I trust that money is always on its way. When I remove money from the pedestal and I start operating from, well, of course it's coming. Think of all of the brain space. Think of all of the thoughts that you're clearing up, not worrying about money. It's not even a thought, because you can know that the money is going to show up. It's not our job to figure out the how. It's our job to clear the pathway and to clear the energy to allow yourself to receive. So if we woke up and we went to our studio, or we went to our shop, or we went to our place and we thought, all right, I don't even have to fucking worry about money, because I know that it's just energy. My energy is clean and clear right now. I know that all of the work that I've put into building the foundations of this business is still paying off. What do I want to focus on today? Okay, I want more time with my children. So what is something my audience needs to know right now? And instead of thinking, well, how are they going to pay for this? What if they don't get approved for PayPal credit or whatever financer your studio uses? You can create your content from a space of, I'm connected to source. I've done the daily activities, whether that looks like saying a meditation in your head for 3 minutes while you wash your face in the morning, repeating your affirmations in your head while you brush your teeth, listening to an energetic song that lights you up and really resonates with you each morning. Whatever your non-negotiables are that we talked about in Module 2 for your source connection, your content, your Facebook group post, your email newsletter, your visibility showing up on social media will shift, will change, because you're not blocking your mind. We feel like we have this creative rut, and we're like, I just have writer's block. I don't know what to write. I don't know what to say. I don't know what sale to put on. Because our motivator is how can I make more money when we sit down to write content like that. Instead of, the money is already done. The money is already on its way because money has never left us ever. And you're doing the healing work to heal your relationship with money. We're acknowledging it. We're trusting it. We're moving through it. We're holding it. We're overflowing it. We know that money is here and that's non-negotiable. So we don't need to worry about that. So when we sit down to write content, when we sit down to create a model call, to create a flash sale, it's out of the energy of who do I want to impact? And how can I make this so fulfilling that I'm creating this model call as a strategic marketing move so that I can spend more time with my children and raise them to be beautiful humans that help impact society for the greater good. What a shift. What if I'm creating this model call so that I can connect with women who need this in this moment? This bondage model call is a way for them to open themselves up sensually and sexually in ways that they have never been provided for in their life. It's an outlet for them to release anything that has been suppressed. And I am the one facilitating this, and how good does that feel? What if you wrote your content from that energy? Instead of, okay, I need to launch it on this day because my group stats are really good and people get paid on Fridays, so I can get my $3.99 session fee on Friday. Do you feel the anxiousness when you're thinking about the money? And do you feel the connection when you're tapped into source? When you're thinking of the impact? The deeper your impact, the deeper your income, because they are both energy. They are both pure intentions. How are we feeling? Ooh, what a shift. How can I make money today equals what does my audience need to hear today? Exactly. I just told my Encoded group, it's a small group program that we're doing right now. I said, you guys, my calendar for January is packed. I overbooked, which is ironic because I'm all about ease and bliss and easy. And back in September and October, when I was in that scarcity, when I was in that spiral, I overbooked January. Things have shifted and it's fine now. And what I've done is this actually came through in a meditation when I was connected to Source, is I reframed January to it's intentional work. I'm laying the foundation for my year in January. So I'm putting in more energy this month so that I can ease and relax in future months. And it's intentional. It's not going to be in the energy of, oh my God, I'm so busy, I'm dreading this. It's, wow, look at all of the women and the people that I'm impacting this month. And the power of one. If your model call, limited edition, only books one, that's one soul that was led to you. One more person that you've helped, one more soul that fills your cup. Yes, it is one more person who made the courageous decision to say, yes, I'm working with your business. That person chose you. It's so easy. So, for example, my boudoir group has like 8,300 people. When I am writing posts, I am not speaking to 8,300 people. When I'm writing my post, I'm normally speaking to about 5 intentional soulmate dreamy clients. And I'm writing for them. Am I grateful for the 8,300? Absolutely. I know that there are people in that group who will never be a client. But the information that they're reading is helping their body image acceptance. They're boosting my algorithm, and they are such a hype woman to the other ladies in there. They are playing the game so that it pops up in other people's feeds. So instead of creating your business from the realm of, there's all of these people in my audience, but nobody's booking. Close the gap. Connect to source. Take the money out of your content creation. Take the money out of your marketing. Take the money out of your website and speak from a source-led space. because the money is already done. When you wake up and you acknowledge it daily and you feel the safety and you trust it, you do the exercises that we've done to trust and to lead, you're able to hold more money, and then you're able to overflow it, and you're able to create the savings. I did a beautiful riff on this in the mastermind, which, welcome to behind the scenes. I will share in the group later so that you guys can get a sneak peek and listen to that. And it breaks it down even more. It goes perfect for the trust program. An impact I made on one person just led to 3. It's so good, and I'm confident and comfortable. Exactly, because if you are intentional with that one person, they're going to tell their friends, and they're going to tell their neighbor, and their neighbor might not be able to afford it, but her great cousin who's coming to visit for the family reunion can, and she could be your next $5,000 paying client. Pay in full. That's a shift. I just had a thought. January and February are light for me, but I have payment plans coming in where years before I didn't have that compounded consistency. And you're trusting that the money is still flowing. And now that we can deepen our connection, to source and to self, we're able to realize it's really so much more than the income. And a source-led money business, a source-led business, a source-led life kind of makes everything feel small. Have you noticed that? As we've been going through these modules, or if you're watching replays of the other trainings in here, have you ever looked around and been like, okay, this anxiety, these worries, they aren't that big. My ego loves to make them more than what they truly are. Because I know that my soul signed up for this. A source-led life and a source-led business is trusting that, you agreed to this. You are not given more than what you are capable of. And I hate that cliche. So I'm going to break it down for you. You know, when people are like, universe, God, they won't give you more than what you can handle. Here it is. The truth behind that is we are source, we are divine, we are God, we are goddess. You are source in human form, and your energy attracts your experiences. So you will not give yourself more than what you can handle because your energy is what is attracting each experience. Does that land? So you, yourself, will not allow yourself to experience these situations unless you could handle it, because you are attracting it. It is us. It is your individual self. We are source. We have that power. So it may feel like we're spiraling. It may feel like things are going crazy, shit's hitting the fan. But when you take a moment to realize, I'm doing this to myself, I'm attracting this. If you dig into the limiting beliefs that are still holding you back, why is my money always disappearing? Well, it's because I've never had a surplus of money and I'm afraid that it's going to leave me again. So this is the pattern that I'm creating. We are attracting these. And when you tap into source and you ask for help, remember module 2, we openly asked for help. All right, source, so if you haven't done the New Year's training that we did yesterday, I told you guys to envision all of your 2023 goals, all of them. And then what would happen if you did them all in the first quarter? That's when you ask for source help. All right, I'm doing the things that my human needs to do. I'm creating the consult calls. I'm doing the marketing. Bring in some miracles, assist me, help me. That is where the magic unfolds. Megan says, I felt that when the last session was thinking about, last year this time, if I thought I had a 10K month, it was nuts. It's so attainable now. And I'm like, whoa, look back. Okay, see the shifts of, we kind of always feel like we're behind because that's what humans do. We feel like we're running behind. We're not doing enough. We're not being enough. There's more that we should be doing. There's more that we need to be marketing, advertising, going live, sending out an email, creating a flash sale. Do you feel that energy of like you're always catching up? We're not catching up. Catching up is scarcity, so we're vibing in. When you connect to source, when you lead your life from, I trust money, I trust that I am source assisted, I am divine, the universe always has my back, you are in a perfect timeline. There's nothing that you need to run and chase because your energy attracts your experiences. Oh my gosh. You guys, we don't have to catch up. We're not behind. What one business is doing in this Facebook group makes no difference to us. It's not our job to beat the neighbor boudoir photographer's yearly income because we don't have the same experiences. We don't have the same children, the same spouses, the same limiting beliefs, the same supporting beliefs. No two businesses are ever the same. So when you release the comparison and when you release money on a pedestal, when you release staying in your mind instead of dropping into your heart space and dropping into your source, you get to operate from a calm, cool, collected, and inspired energy. Take away the pedestal of money. Take away the independence wound of trying to do it all on your own and ask Source for help. And take away just the money motivation. Now, we can still be motivated by money. That's perfect, and it works for a lot of businesses. But let's bring in something else to help assist that. So what is your other motivating factor? Take a couple of moments in the comments. So is it the impact that you have on other people's lives? Is it your kiddos? What do you feel like is your supporting factor that can help you attain these desires that you have for 2023? Yes, girl, I left a ton of groups of other boudoir photographers because I felt like I was comparing myself to them. Recently, I've been figuring out who I want to be and stepping into that. Yes. So here's the thing. If your friend has a $50K month, if your friend has a $100,000 month, celebrate them. Hype them up. Be their business BFF that supports and celebrates their wins. And also, have the awareness that they are not you. You could live in the same, you could live on the same street, have the same group members, and have the exact same studio set up, and still have a different outcome. Because you guys don't have the same life experiences. You don't have the same partners. You don't have the same family interactions. You don't have the same belief systems. We are all unique. So instead of wasting energy on, well, I'm following all of these trainings and things and what educators say, and I haven't hit a 20K month yet. In your own time. Time is a social construct. Patience is a virtue. When we're connected with Source, that patience becomes easier. Comparison is just another way to clog up the mind from Source connection. It's just another way your ego blocks you from connecting to the divine. You're like, why would my ego want to connect me to the divine? Why would it want to block that? Because our ego's job is to protect us from life-altering events, from changes. And when we're connected to Source, that is when all of the inspired ideas come through. That is when all of those crazy ideas of like, oh my gosh, I don't want to do this. Like when I raised my studio minimum to $4,800, it was like, what? This is crazy. And I was like, I don't know, I'm trusting it. To your ego, that feels scary. It feels like change. And your ego is just trying to protect you. So it puts in all of these comparisons, all of these money struggles, all of these limiting beliefs as to why it can't happen, because it knows that when you're connected to source, that is where the magic happens. That is where the quantum leaps, the income grows. The dreamy clients who show up on your inbox ready to pay in full and you've never even spoken a word to them. That's where that happens. Okay, so let's read some of our impact and our assisting motivators. Empowered and uplifted. Oh my gosh, my brand and life are going to ascend. Yes, this is the source-led money ascension. Impact and helping others. How much time I spend with my daughter and family. Courtney, I love that. Educate others on the tools to help women rise up. Taking back our feminine power. That is beautiful. Love, love, love. I'm only doing what's authentically aligned action. I do this so my girls in the future generations feel seen, heard, and know they are unstoppable and powerful. Do you guys feel the shift of I desire 50K months as well as only moving from inspired action, shifting generations, releasing ancestral trauma, and paving a way for future generations to live a better life? What? No amount of money in the world can match that. That motivates me. Every single membership in here, every single $33 sale that comes through each week when somebody joins or when you guys renew, I get so fucking excited. And I do what I tell you guys to do in here. I say, thank you, Sierra. Thank you, Courtney. Thank you, Megan. Oh my gosh. And I have a moment when I pop into my email and ThriveCart says, congratulations, you've made a sale. So much gratitude. Just as if that was like a $30,000 pay in full year-long private client. Because it is not the dollar sign that matters. It's the fact that you guys now have access to, 25 weeks plus more of trainings, of marketing material, of mindset shifts, of strategic flash sale planning, of in-person events on how you can blow up your calendar and book yourself out. You now have access to all of this, and I am helping you change the trajectory of your business for the better, to open yourself up to a new set of beliefs. And that impact is such a deep ripple effect that $33 sale is just as powerful, has the potential of a $30,000 sale. That is the shift. This is the source-led money ascension. Trusting money. Trusting self. Trusting source. Trusting the divine. Trusting your desires. Taking money off the pedestal. Adding in another layer of motivation to attaining your goals. And doing the daily work. I love using and as well as because it makes me feel this way in my sentences. Yes, they are your supporting beliefs. So I think we can all resonate when we don't just have one thing that motivates us. Because our businesses ebbs and flows. Our life ebbs and flows. So it would make sense that our motivations and our supporting motivations will ebb and flow. So checking in with yourself on the daily, it's 111 here. And recognizing, okay, what is my relationship with money right now? What is my connection to source right now? Where am I feeling it in my body? What daily activities can I do to help me connect to source today? What does my audience need to hear to help me have an impact? This is the work. And this is the stuff that isn't talked about. Because money is sexy. Being wealthy is amazing. And absolutely it is. I love high cash months. I love reoccurring revenue. But I also know that I'm safe if I have a lower month. I also know that I'm safe if I don't book that specific phone call, because it just means that another client is already on her way to me. It just means that another transaction is already on its way to my inbox, because I've energetically aligned myself to only be available for interactions that support my missions. And sometimes that means looking like a no. Sometimes that means being ghosted on Messenger. And sometimes that means feeling uninspired, and that's okay. It's removing yourself out of the icky, sludgy feeling and saying, okay, do I just need to rest today? Or have I disconnected so much that I'm not in touch with source? I'm not in touch with self. Because we're all going to have days where we're not high vibe. That's not sustainable. We're all going to have days where we feel sad or tired. And it's recognizing, have I done the work to connect, or am I avoiding? And when you combine all of these modules together, you're going to live a business and a life of ascension from trust and source, which is sustainable. So yes, we can all quantum leap and grow and have 10K months, but if it is not source supported, if it is not in the energy of I know money is already on its way to me, I know that money is always here, eventually we will crash and burn. We want sustainable ascensions. And that's what this is. Oh my gosh. You guys! How are we feeling? I'm buzzing right now. Absolutely tingling. This program was more than I could have dreamed it to be, because it's not something that I had planned at the beginning of the year when I try to map out all my stuff. This is another thing, learning to ebb and flows. I am the queen of a marketing calendar. I love a good marketing calendar, but it's being able to shift and pivot when you're connected to source that those new ideas come through. So this wraps up Trust, the Source-Led Money Ascension program, the money frequency healing. Keep using it. Keep doing it. When you're having those money blocks that may come through, because we're human, things come up, go back to module 1, rewatch that. When you're feeling disconnected, like you're living in your head instead of living in your heart, go back to module 2 and do the work, the daily activities. And when you need motivation and you just feel lost, come back to module 3. Next week, holy moly, I'm so freaking pumped. We're diving into, I don't know yet. I could sit here and tell you, but again, it could change. But I really want to focus on getting bookings, marketing, some inspired ideas to help you guys get butts in seats, because it's the beginning of the year. And sometimes our energy can get frazzled if you're not booked out 6 months in advance. Shut that shit down. It does not matter. You could have somebody call tomorrow and book a $10,000 session. You don't have to be booked 6 months in advance, always, to have a successful business. Okay, so next week we'll probably dive into some really juicy marketing stuff. I'm super excited. Oh, Courtney says, love it. So much goodness. Sierra, I'm honestly in my I am limitless phase of life, and this helps lift me up so much. Oh my gosh, I love that. So what I'll do later today, I'm going to share that audio riff that I did in the Proximability Mastermind in here. If you didn't watch last week's, so last week I shared an audio training and journal prompts and a workbook in here for you guys to work through on our pause week because of Christmas. That was really good. It's all about comparison and jealousy, and also how to build a king wave and how to keep the momentum going when things are really good. So, all right, I will see you in here next week. Sending so much love to all of you. You guys are amazing. And I can't wait to hear how your impact and your income grows this year.